Hello everybody and happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel. This is your news report, second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. Congress does want to approve more stimulus checks of $1,200.
Haven't mentioned the Treasury Secretary's $916 billion proposal from last night.
Yes, I spoke to him this morning, and I think it's got something interesting that people should listen to. $600 per child, $600 per adult, $2,400 checks right to you per family for four. And I think that this is something you're going to hear about, and people are going to say, wait a second, how can we not do this? How can we not give the country a holiday present?
Now before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. On this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check updates. My message to our politicians in Congress is to pass the stimulus. And a $600 stimulus check is not enough for the American people. The Democrats, Republicans, and the White House must pass $1,200 stimulus payments. If you agree, leave a comment down below saying I agree.
And so many people are out of work. Is it the right unemployment figures for the Democrats? No. But I keep in mind, a check from the government is something that a lot of people may like. And I think there could be a little bit more of a groundswell over this proposal than others. And I think that's very, very significant and should not be ignored. $600 per child, per adult. People want it. They want it badly.
Yeah, Jim,
Carl.
it does seem like we're zeroing in on direct payments as opposed to state and local or liability insurance. Is that a fair trade?
Yes, that's very true. But I think people should know is that this could be money in their pockets. And I know that there are a lot of issues. I know that the great, though, is the enemy of the good.
Folks, tell me in the comments down below. Do you prefer your unemployment benefits to be extended or the $600 stimulus check? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. According to Newsweek.com, Trump has joined the calls of Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley for its second $1,200 stimulus payment. According to Newsweek, a group of bipartisan lawmakers unveiled a $908 billion compromise measure early this month in an effort to end a stalemate that's been going on for 5 months. But Senator Bernie Sanders, an independent, and 5 Democrats in the upper chamber quickly opposed the framework for excluding another round of direct payments. 9 months have passed since Trump signed the CARES Act, which included $1,200 stimulus checks. After the bipartisan proposal was released, Sanders circulated a letter also signed by Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, Elizabeth Warren, and Edward Markey. Each of them criticized the plan as insufficient in addressing the economic fallout of the pandemic.
That negotiations are currently going on in terms of coming up with an economic package dealing with COVID-19 relief. And I applaud the very hard work that each of the negotiators are doing, Democrats and Republicans. But the truth of the matter is that the results up to this point of those negotiations are totally unsatisfactory, given the economic desperation facing tens of millions of working families all across this country. As I think everyone will remember, back in March of this year, at the beginning of the pandemic, the United States Congress acted unanimously, Democrats and Republicans, worked with President Trump to come up with an economic package that went a long way toward preventing absolute misery and destitution for many of our people. Through no fault of their own, COVID-19 resulted in millions of our people losing their jobs and their income. That's what the pandemic did. Nobody is to blame. That's what happened. And in response, in March, Democrats and Republicans in this Congress came together, worked with the President of the United States, and in a very significant...
The letter read, "Please join us in demanding that any new stimulus relief proposal includes a $1,200 direct payment to adults. Further, please work with us to make certain that there is no language in this bill to give a liability shield to corporations who threaten the health and safety of workers and customers." The 6 senators condemned the proposal for offering $300 supplements for unemployed workers rather than $600 a week, according to Newsweek.com.
Public health crisis is worse today than it was in March. I don't understand why we are not responding accordingly. In March, as you know, we passed the $2.2 trillion CARES Act, which included a $600 supplement to unemployed workers. And my God, what relief that was to millions of workers who had lost their jobs. And in addition, we provided a $1,200 direct payment for every working class adult in this country, plus $500 for their kids. Once again, and let me repeat this, once again, we did this unanimously, and we did it working with President Trump despite many of the enormous disagreements that a lot of us have with President Trump on so many issues. Now, what I don't understand is if we could work together in March.
And Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Republican Senator Josh Hawley, also, although not included in the letter, also support the push for second stimulus payments. Everybody tell me in the comments down below. And according to Political News, should Congress pass an extension of the unemployment programs, states would have to wait for the U.S. Labor Department to issue guidance before sending out the payments. And without the cash, many unemployed people will have no choice but to turn to food banks and other nonprofits. Mile-long lines of people have been overwhelming food banks.
Continues to grow. But it grew in a bipartisan way. And that's what really makes it pretty special. And it's been almost 2 weeks since we basically broke out, and we still on I think it was December. Let me see what day I gotta get that right. November 5th or something. 14th. Today's the 14th. But basically 2 weeks ago we unveiled the framework, and now we are here today. And I know there's an awful lot of you thought that can't be done. You surely could putting everything agreed on and put into a bill. Well, guess what? We did. There's a bill. And to make matters even better, we have two, because with every good negotiation, you want to make sure you've covered everything. And we did that. So what we have before you is $908 billion, $748 in our emergency bills we have, and they're going to talk about basically our state and local liability. I want to talk about, first of all,
The next stimulus provisions are the only source of aid for those who have exhausted state benefits, as well as for gig workers, the self-employed, and others hit hardest by the pandemic. Everybody tell me in the comments down below. Do you agree that a second stimulus bill and the unemployment benefits should be extended before 2021? If so, then leave a comment down below saying I agree. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.